Yeah, it's your man KM, and I'm back tonight. We got a 415 Kumi in the building, Mike Askari. He just lost his connection. Somehow we lost connection, so it may be a moment until he comes back. Matter of fact, here he is right now. Before I let him on, just want to tell you guys thanks for watching the video earlier. Can't believe we already got 21,000 views. Hasn't been but a couple hours. I've never had a video like that before. Of of course, unfortunately, it's not being monetized, but it is what it is. It was a topic that I felt like I wanted to have Q speak on, and a topic that needs to be spoke on. But here goes Scary. What up, Mike?
Hey, how you doing, man? Salutes to everybody.
Introduce yourself, brother.
How you doing? My name Michael Askari. I'm from West Oakland, Bay Area, and currently I'm behind enemy lines right now. You know what I'm saying? Have been for 21 years. Uh, Originally serving a 147-year to life sentence. But due to some law changes that went my way, specifically Senate Bill 261, the youth offender bill that effectively took like 122 years off my sentence, and as well as the 1170 bill, the one that struck pretty soon. So, also, may possibly get me up out here. So I have a lot of things
Hey,
going
Mike.
on.
Hey, Mike. Let me stop you before we go too far. Your mic is messing up. Just I'm gonna remove you. Just come back in on the link because we can't hear you. Y'all couldn't hear him, right? I know I couldn't, so I'm assuming you guys couldn't hear him well either. He was giving his spiel of who he was. He's currently locked up, so he has to shield his face so they don't recognize who the brother is. He has a story to tell, and he has a lot of good information. But I want to make sure, let me make sure he's not up in here. Okay. Yeah, sound like a robot on my end as well. Unfortunately, I just talked to the brother for like 20 minutes, 25 minutes with no problems. And every time we go live, the devil got to try to break things up and keep us from getting this content out there to you guys. But Mike, we can't see. Okay, there we go. All right, let's go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, how many years behind enemy lines?
I've been behind enemy lines 21 years now.
Okay. And you want to break down what Kumi stands for us?
I am a member of the Kumi African Nation organization. Kumi, as many of you may have heard of, is an organization that the name itself is a Swahili word that means 10 in Swahili, but we use it as an acronym that stands for Knowledge, Unity, Motivation, Intelligence. We have been an organization since the mid 80s. We were founded in the Bay Area, you know what I'm saying, in prison, actually. And primarily initially for a lot of causes that was affecting people from our region in Northern California at that time. If you want me to you want me to expand on it, or you have some other questions? Did I answer your question? Or you want to go everything
No,
else?
you answered it, but you
Okay.
sounded like a robot. And we had a perfect connection up until we went
Yeah.
live. But
Okay.
uh, so say somebody wants you to repeat your name again.
Okay. My name Mike Ascari. I'm
Right.
from West Oakland, California.
Okay. Um,
Yes, sir.
the 10. What does the 10 stand for, or what does it
We
represent?
the 10 used as an acronym stands for knowledge, information, intelligence. Kumi means team in Swahili.
Okay, we got a Damu Askari. It says you locked up with some of your tribesmen.
For sure,
Can
for
you
sure.
tell us about Mousy Brown, man?
Mousy Brown was a Panther, and he was an intellectual man. Was a visionary. When that was destruction, he had a vision of destruction. That can go from that can go from, take it from what the Panthers had did, and take it further than a lot of other structures that started but failed off and with the reason that good. So he established an organization. Uh, organization.
Hey,
Uh,
hey, Mike, we're not getting a good reception at all, man.
can you hear me?
Nobody can hear you. The phone is messing up. Um,
I don't know
I
what it
get,
is. Can y'all hear me?
I heard you a little bit.
All right.
Okay, go ahead.
Can y'all hear me now? I don't know if I was
Yes,
talking too low. Let me make sure my volume is up.
I hear you now. I hear you clear.
Okay.
And Mousy
All right.
Brown was a Black Panther, and what
Yeah.
happened?
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. Mousy Brown was a Black Panther. And a lot of people try to say that he was BGF. He was never. He was not BGF. He was a Black Panther at that time. See, it was a lot of things going on behind the walls at that time. It was a lot of wars going. I want to make sure everybody can hear me, so I don't have to repeat myself. All right. So it was a lot of wars going on at that time. It was he was either as a Crip, he was a Blood, he was BGF. You know what I'm saying? They had the Mexican Mafia. You know what I'm saying? All the white gangs, etc. Those of us from the Bay Area at that time, from like the 70s and mid 80s on back. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't, the Bay Area is not a scene. We don't have Crips and Bloods out here. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't what we was known for. And at that time, if you was a part of anything, it was probably BGF. You know what I'm saying? But most individuals from the Bay Area was not a part of BGF. So at that time, if you came to prison and you was caught up in all those struggles, the wars that happened behind the walls. Some dudes, was either getting robbed, some was getting pressed, extorted, some was even getting raped at that time. You know what I mean? Seeing that, Mousy wanted to establish something for the Bay Area. You know what I'm saying? The Vanguard. You know what I mean? And at that time we was known as UAW, which is United African Warriors. You know what I mean? That platform, it had a temporary spread. You know what I mean? It was used. It began to be used sort of um as a recruiting ground for GF. You know what I mean? It was not that had established for. So the late 80s and early 90s, our platform changed to a next organization, which gave us. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you breaking up
Okay,
again,
okay.
man. Okay, all right, that's better.
You can hear me now. All right,
Yeah,
all right. So time
nah, it's
our
messing up, bro.
concept,
Let's try.
our
Let's try
concept.
one. Let's try once more, man. Go out and come back in one more time, because it's not sounding right. Yeah, it stopped anyway. Man, this is gonna be a good one, and the powers that be is messing with us, man. It don't want Kumi and Kev together. The Bay in LA. Feel me? Very choppy, robotic sounds, unfortunately, but we're gonna try to get you this content, man. Mike Askari got a good story and he got a lot of good information. Okay, he's back.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you great right now.
All right. So what did I leave off at?
Well, last thing I heard you talking about was the raping and stuff that was going on.
All right. So as I was saying, you had individuals that back at that time when you came to prison, you had individuals that most dudes from the Bay, we was pretty good with our hands and stuff. You know what I mean? So most dudes able to represent themselves well, but you had individuals who were getting robbed, some were getting extorted, some were getting raped. You know what I'm saying? By these other different established structures, if you wasn't a part of nothing. So seeing that, that's one of the reasons that Mousy had created what was known as UAW at that time, meaning that United African Warriors, which was, him and the brothers that was a part of that at that time. Um, that was our first vanguard, specifically designed for the Bay Area, and up north, and not just the Bay Area, but up north in general. Um, as I said, it was a temporary spin to that, as far as membership concerned, and due to the issues that went along with that, I can't really go into that. But our platform evolved from UAW to the Kumi African Nation organization. Mousy Brown wanted to create a structure that had more stability, it had more life to it, and it had more meaning to it. You know what I mean? So it expounded to be not just about the Bay Area, you know what I'm saying, but about, African unity, period. That's what Kumi African Nation organization, as I explained earlier, Kumi stands for knowledge, unity, motivation, intelligence. You know what I mean? So we don't just have individuals that are from the Bay Area that are part of the structure. We have individuals that's from all over.
All over the United States or California?
All over the United States.
Let me ask you something before we go any further. Give me some background on your parents.
Both my parents BGF. I have a history of actors with my family. I have parents that were Garveyites. I have parents that were Panthers and parkour. Both of my parents part of the Black and Red family.
Your reception's going out. He said
He,
both parents got background in BGF. I don't know if it's to spot you in your cell or are they just scrambling it, but you keep breaking up. Yeah, I can't hear you at
I
all.
don't understand. Can you hear me now? You
You
can't hear me.
breaking
You
up.
can't hear me at all.
I hear you, but you
It
broken
don't
up.
make no sense. Can you hear me? Can you hear me right now?
They said turn off video and just do audio. Maybe that'll work. I don't know if that'll make a difference because it's the connection.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you clearly.
All right. All right. So yeah, both of my parents is BGF.
Okay. And so moms, they do have female BGF members.
Yes, they do.
All right, that's
Yes, they
deep.
do.
That's deep.
Yes, they do.
I never heard that before. And explain to me what the 276 means.
I can only surmise that the 276 is synonymous to the numeral order of the letters BGF. You know what I mean? I'm not
Right,
BGF, so I can't
right,
answer that question. And
right.
to be clear, Kumi has nothing to do with BGF. They didn't start us. They had no play, no part at all. I mean, I can't be more. There's been a misconception that they had some role in creation. It may have been a reason, a cause for us to become part, but they had no hand in it. You understand? We became restricted because they were part of the groups that was certain Bay members that was mistreating individuals that was from the Bay Area. A
Right.
lot of their higher-ranking members were not from the Bay Area; they're from Southern California. You know what I mean? So that's one thing that my dad noticed. He wanted to he, he,
Yeah, your sound done completely went out. We done completely lost you.
damn.
Uh,
Can you hear me now?
yeah, I hear you right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I
So,
don't I don't
so,
I don't know what's up with that.
so it's clear that you guys are not affiliated with BGF. We got that out the way. Now, can you
Right.
talk through the recruiting pool? Where does Kumi members come from? In fact, does BGF recruit out of Kumi?
Well, UAW initially UAW they recruited out of UAW for sure. We know that for sure. That's why when we switched from UAW to becoming Kumi, that's why we became who we is because the idea was not to create something that was a recruiting tool for them.
So you guys were the vanguards for the black prisoners
for the Bay Area,
for
and
the Bay
for the
Area.
Bay Area and up north in particular. Yes, sir.
And can you explain to us the 415, what that's about?
The reason why it's 415 Kumi because at that time the entire Bay Area was 415, even Oakland.
The
Our
area
area
code.
code, our area code was 415. So in the early 90s, when the area codes in Oakland became 510, Richmond and all these other cities changed to different area codes, 415 was a signal of unity when the entire Bay Area was one. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we have the 415 symbol. You know what I mean? So even though that is our symbol, you know what I'm saying, we make it clear that, especially because we have a lot of members that are not from the Bay Area, you know what I'm saying? But that remains our symbol because it signifies unity, which was the whole point of us coming to structure.
Right. Y'all bear with us. The signal's fine right now. Y'all let that pass go. Who are some of the other groups? First of all, did you guys form on a street or prison because you're not a prison validated prison gang, correct?
Right. We're Mousy established this structure behind the walls. He was locked up. He died. When he died, he was in prison. We started in prison. This organization started in prison. But he established us as one of the reasons vision. Can you hear me? Because this notice went out. You know what I'm saying? Still?
Yeah, you going out again. It's like every couple minutes it goes out.
Yeah, I know that your screen had blinked off and came back on. That's why I don't make sure you still hear me.
Yeah, we're getting a bad reception
Can you
right
hear,
now. You're all right right now, though. Yeah.
can you hear me still?
Yeah, I hear you.
All right. When the only time they can validate us is if a member is engaged in some kind of activities that they can specifically tie to gang activity. That's the only way they can validate us. Otherwise, they can't just validate us because we are part of it. I mean, that's what they was doing to individuals that was BGF. I mean, if you had George Jackson book or Solidad Brother or something like that, they would, that was a call on the scene to the whole or whatever. But even though George Jackson himself wasn't BGF, George Jackson was a Panther.
Mm-hmm.
They still tied at the BGF for whatever reason.
Now, tell us, what are your relationships with the Bloods, the Crips, the Northaniels, etc.?
We get along with everyone. We don't have we don't, you know, behind in prison walls, even society, at some point everybody go to war with each other for one reason or another. But we get along fine. Historically, we've had a lot of alliances with Bloods in the past. You know what I mean? It's even sort of de facto alliance. Bloods may understand that who why, but we've had alliances with everybody. Everybody.
Are you still there?
Yes, I'm
Yeah,
still here.
yeah,
Can you hear
sounds
me?
going out. Yeah, sounds going out. So, do
All
you
right.
guys get involved or engage in the race riots when the South versus North Hispanics or the Southerners versus black guys, Crips or Bloods up in there?
We get involved in we get involved in anything that's black related. I can speak for me and my associates. Every time there was a race riot, we was in it. Period. Period. I mean, the last major one I was in was 2011 at New Folsom. We got a tour with the Serenials. It was 80 of them against like 25 of us. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for the Hoovers coming intervening, we probably would have really had some casualties that day. But yeah, the very first ride I was in was it was I was the only individual from the Bay. Everybody else was crypto. So I mean, yeah. We involved. I mean, it's black unity. See, everyone has their structure, but I mean, behind his walls, for the most part, you know, my elders taught me if it's black related, it concern all of us. You know what I mean? You mentioned the North Daniels. We 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 get along up north. The Hispanics from up north is different from those down south. Up north, you know, we get along well with the North Daniels. You know what I mean? Some of them from our hoods and whatnot. I mean, everybody of Northern California, we pretty much fuck with it the same, regardless of what it is. But behind the walls, of course, everything is political. You know what I'm saying? We've even got into it with them. I mean, in given spots though. But I mean, it's the same as every structure though. You know what I mean? It ain't no more, nothing less.
Now I know you kind of young, right? How old are you? Like
I'm
41?
40. I'm 41.
41. And you are 21 years in, so
I was
you've
20 when I
been
was incarcerated.
so you've been gone the whole 2000s basically.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if you ran across any bloodline or you United Blood Nations in there.
Yes, I have.
And
You talking about?
are those
I know. Four Finger Dave from Bloodline. That's my
do
OG right there.
and that's what I was gonna say. Do you feel like you guys have more in common or a little closer than other groups?
Yeah, some of us we do. Yeah, we do. You know, yeah, you can say that. I mean, you know, historically we probably been a little bit more closer with the Bloods than with the Crips. You know what I'm saying? But as far as my personal experience, you know what I'm saying, it's been about even.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, speaking for times that precede me. You know
Right.
what I'm
And that's
saying?
all I
Yeah,
asked about. Right.
right.
Yeah, I'm not asking you to speak on nothing where you wasn't a part of or didn't witness it.
Absolutely.
So talk to the people about how much time you was given and when you expect to be home.
Well, I was given 147 years to life, as I explained, but because I was 20 years old at the time of my arrest for what I'm in here for, I'm incarcerated for 2 counts of murder and 3 counts of attempted murder. And when Senate Bill 261 passed, I believe in 2014, that essentially erased 122 years off my sentence. You know, and a few like a year and some change ago, somewhere up in there, when 1170 passed, that took even more time off my sentence. So I'll be home within the next few years
That's good, man.
by the grace of God.
Congratulations. Yeah, congratulations on that.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
man, it's crazy. Tell us how you feel. Take us back to that day when you got sentenced to 147 years or found guilty.
I mean, I got all this time without a shred of physical evidence against me. So I mean, it was mind blowing. Up until that point, I was real naive to the system. I was like, man, there's no way in hell I'm about to get convicted of this shit. You know what I'm saying? But the bottom line is that I went in front of a judge that allowed the district attorney to do whatever the hell she wanted to do. You know what I mean? And it was a lesson I had to learn. You know, that's what I tell a lot of the youngsters today is that, you know what I mean, it's a lot of hidden cost of this shit that you don't realize, man. It don't matter. It don't even matter what kind of attorneys you got. If that judge is hell bent on you getting convicted, I mean, they go they go do whatever they can to allow the district attorney to do what they want to do. Um, I'm reading one of your comments, Bike, seeing established relationship with Crips in the Bay.
He's from Frisco.
Okay, okay. Oh yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I mean, yeah, my uncle Limo was an East Bay Dragon though, so it's part of that club though. So I'm familiar with the bike clubs too. Yeah,
and
yeah.
somebody just had a question about the East Bay Dragons.
Did the East Bay Dragons join? Well, it's a little bit of both. My uncle Limo, he East Bay Dragon. I don't. I think he may be BGF though, but shit, Limo has always been a stand up dude though. So I mean, it is.
I,
Some individuals out here are probably known for what they're a part of, but a lot of them establish their own name, their own right though, regardless of what they're a part of though. And Limo is one of them. So I never
right.
looked at him.
Damn. I was just about to ask you, did Cass Barksdale want to come on or not? Because
Oh, oh, call. of course, yeah, that's my brother. Yeah,
You want him to come on or not?
sure, he can come on, most
Okay,
definitely,
because he's been sitting patiently. I didn't know if he was going to be part of the stream or not.
most definitely. That's bro. What's up with it, bro? Look
What's
at
going on, my
check
brother?
it. Welcome,
Oh,
man. Welcome.
how you doing?
Yes, sir, man.
I wanted to ask you one question, and then you and Cost, y'all could chop it up. But what qualifies you to be able to speak on Kumi? Because everybody's not qualified, and some are more qualified than others.
You asking
Well,
me
I
this
mean,
question?
the fact that I'm speaking on it obviously means that I'm qualified, and my credentials are places me in a position to be a representative of this structure. When you meet me, you meet Kumi. That's the bottom line. You know what I'm saying? Anybody who know me or know about me, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it is what it is. That's what qualifies me to speak on Kumi. You know what I'm saying? Earned I've earned the prerogative to speak on the structure.
All right. What's up, Cost? You want to introduce yourself?
Hey, man. It's check it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I appreciate you for being up here and everything. This calls. I've been knowing my brother almost a month and everything. We met each other on Clubhouse. I interviewed him a couple weeks ago. Powerful brother. So I just appreciate the opportunity. Appreciate be able to be up here with him, man.
Oh, absolutely, man. Dude got a powerful story and a
Yeah.
lot of good information. And as I like to say, it's always good to go to the source because there's so much misinformation on Kumi as well as BGF. And I was telling brother Mike Askari that the problem is a lot of dudes from the South and the rest of the United States have never been on no level fours. Some haven't been on level threes. And we allow the powers to be to write our history. So you see something on the internet or in a newspaper, you start reading it and believing it, yet you don't understand that the journalist has no idea of the inner dealings of different black organizations and how we operate. And so that causes a lot of misinformation. And
Yes,
so
sir.
it's good to have y'all, man, to be able to straighten up some of this shit.
Yeah,
Well, I
man.
mean, on a level 4 yard, I mean, most individuals on the level 4 yard, they there for years, man. I mean, that's where most of the people in life and service serious sentences go in the state of California. You know, the level 3 is more like it's a step down from the 4 yard. You know what I'm saying? Most of us, like myself, um, the parole board requires us to drop our prison levels. You know what I mean? As we nearing towards parole to show that we programming and whatnot. There's a lot more freedoms on the 3. The From level 2 and on down, and even level 3s, is a lot more turnover. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot more dudes serving shorter sentences in time. So, I mean, a lot of dudes is coming in and out. But on level 4, I mean, it's pretty much the same. Everybody there is pretty much stuck. You know what I'm saying? Until some law change or they points drop or whatever that is.
Somebody want to know how far south does Kumi go? What's the last city going south toward the border?
Well, we actually have comrades from LA. We have comrades from San Diego. You know what I'm saying? Not that many. I know of at least 6 of them that is from y'all region. But I mean, we don't have no boundaries. You know what I'm saying? We this is the international platform. This organization has international potential. You know what I mean? Because we our guidelines, our principles, and what we stand for is not just for the Bay Area. You know what I'm saying? It's for people from all over, man, who agree with our principles, who agree for what we stand on, and can live up to that. We are not a protection agency. We do not harbor pedophiles. We do not harbor rats. We don't harbor, you know what I'm saying? We harbor, I mean, we recruit honorable men and women, period. You know what I mean? Someone that, can join us in taking this structure to the next level, you know, uh, as our founder had envisioned.
Kumi,
Our vision is the same as Huey P. Newton's was. We You know, we involve ourselves in community service and all of that. You know what I mean? We ain't just people just sitting on a prison yard. We're very active in society as well.
Kumi has its own constitution, right?
Yes, sir.
Do you know where that constitution came from?
It came from our founder.
Okay, but I mean, it wasn't no hand down from no other
No, not at
organization.
all. Not
Okay,
not at all.
okay,
Not at
so
all. Everything concerning our structure was strictly original, created by us. No one helped us establish anything within the structure.
within Kumi, have you ever heard of any rumors that paperwork was slidden up on the sales to recruit people or try to recruit people?
Yeah, I used to hear the rumors, but I used to hear that, and I used to hear the same thing with Jama. They slide a pack of cigarettes something up on your door, and you read the kite, then you got to take. Yeah, I heard about all that, but I don't know, man. I think that shit was they probably was attempting that, probably back in the 70s and 60s, man. But you know what I mean? Nobody ever tried to slide me nothing up under no damn door.
Well, you already established though, or you mean
Yeah, but
before?
pure. I mean, even when I was in there, I never heard of no one that's contemporary with me or my. I don't know anybody personally within my structure who ever engaged in that activity.
Right,
Because there's no compulsion. We're not trying to compel people. It's about quality, not quantity with us. We don't
right,
care about
right.
having a meal. You know what I mean? We want quality dudes. We ain't trying to scare nobody. You know what I'm saying? When you try to scare somebody, intimidate somebody, join something, that's counterproductive because eventually, you know what I'm saying, they gonna rebel against you and destroy whatever you're trying to build.
Right.
Absolutely.
So we ain't on that time right there. You gotta this is only for those who love it, for those whose heart is all the way in it, 10 toes in it, as I say.
Hey, Mike. Let me go back to your father real quick.
Yes, sir.
Actually, to both of your parents. Are they still with us?
No, both my parents, my father died in 2005. My mother and my grandmother died in 2020 from COVID. My grandmother died in September. My mother died 30 days later.
So your story is similar to my brother. Your parents and grandparents passing while you locked up doing your
All of my
bid.
parents, all of
Right.
when I went before I prior to my incarceration, this time all of my even my great grandmother was still living. All of my parents died since I've been there.
Mm.
All
My
all all
condolences.
all, all of my immediate family has passed since I've been incarcerated.
My condolences. I know how tough it is because my mother passed when I was locked up, man. All of her
Yeah,
sons was locked up when she passed.
right. I mean, but
So
that's what I go ahead. Excuse me, I cut you off.
no, I was just gonna say it can be tough, but that's what happens when we end up in prison for a long time, man.
Yes, sir. And just to try build on that, I mean that's the hidden cost. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I didn't understand that at that time, but it's the hidden cost when you in the streets in the game. You know what I'm saying? This comes with it. You know what I mean? I would have probably bet $1 million, man, that everybody still be here. It's nowhere in hell I would have been able to estimate the people I lost. It's a whole nother sentence in and of
Right.
itself. You know what I'm saying? Because when I get out, you know what I mean. I used this title on Clubhouse one time. If you ever heard of a Pyrrhic victory before, you know what I'm saying? It's a victory that is it's a victory that is just as good as a loss. You know what I mean? So while I may be on my way back home, you know what I mean? The fact is that I have to start completely new without the people that I know and I love though. You know what I'm saying? So that in and of itself is a hard pill to swallow though. But it comes with it though. You know what I mean? And they living through me, man. I'm gonna keep they name. I mean, we rocking. So long as I'm here, they here. They, you know what I mean? They're alive though. You know what I mean? So um, that's another thing that pushes me forward. Nothing is breaking. Can't nothing break my spirit, man. You know what I'm saying? So long as God put air in my lungs, man, I'm pushing forward. Period. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm breaking.
I wanna ask one question about moms and one about pops. But Cost, you wanna jump in first?
Man, I'm listening, bro.
Okay.
Hey, I'm listening, bro.
All
I'm
right.
just glad to be here.
So Mike, I'm curious, how did your mother get recruited to become a BGF member?
Well, my mother was in the game. You know what I'm saying? Period. You know what I mean? Like like my uncles, a lot of my cousins and my uncles. If y'all know who, some of y'all might in the audience, they may have heard, Holly Rock or James Holloway. You know what I'm saying? That's my cousin. Very famous person, known throughout Oakland history. Emmanuel Lacey, which is another one of my relatives. Was a lot of factors, man. Even though Rock, he's Kumi, but I'm saying I use that as an example.
Right.
When crack had in Oakland, what I'm saying, my mother was probably one on that first wave of people made it to get turned out on that drug.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And we was in, by '86, we was in the streets. You know what I'm saying? That's when my street life began. You know what I mean? She was out there. The exact terms, and I have
So
no idea. The only thing
okay.
I can probably imagine is that my father probably had something to do with it, but I don't know the exact thing that brought her a part of it.
Right. You answered sufficiently enough. Now Pops. So did Pops do a lot of prison time or any prison time at all?
My pops was always in and out of prison.
And that do you happen to know where his teachings came from? Like when did he start going to prison? After George Jackson's death or before?
Well, I I don't even think my pops was in. It was after it. Well, George Jackson died in '72, right? Or was it
Right.
'71?
Correct.
'72. Okay, yeah. So it was after. My pops went to prison for the first time in the '80s.
Yeah, it may have been
Sometime, yeah,
71. But
yeah,
yeah, in that area.
yeah, yeah. It was somewhere because I know Jonathan Jackson died. Yeah, Jonathan Jackson died in 1970, August 1970, and I think George Jackson died in 1971 or
Yeah,
72. One of them.
yeah, I
Yep,
think it was 71. And you
yep.
read all his books, right?
Yes,
Soledad
sir.
Brothers, Blood in My
Yes,
Eye.
yes, I have.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
Yeah,
kind
I
of
mean,
like all of our entry into California State Prison, right?
yeah, yeah, kind of, sort of. I mean, I've always been kind of like a sponge to history. You know what I mean? So did nobody specifically instruct me to read that book. You know what I'm saying? It was just that when an elder was I was in the county jail and the elder was talking to me about that book, I became intrigued about it. And when I learned about it, I became attached to him. You read George, man, you know what I mean? He gonna grab your heart, man, period. You know what I mean? Especially after I get to doing my time. I mean, I got to see it. I mean, I I've been to Clinton. I know what them cells is like, you know what I'm saying? I've been to Folsom, you know what I mean? I've been to these places. So I mean, it's like when I'm walking these yards, I mean, it's kind of like I'm walking side by side with him, though. You know what I'm saying? I feel him when I
Yeah,
got to
the
meeting,
spirit, right? That
when I got to
energy.
meeting individuals that I know him. I was at
Mhm.
New Folsom when his folks that got out the pen did all that time had got assassinated a few years back when they allowed that. You know what I'm saying?
Hugo
I don't,
Pinell.
yeah, you know what I mean. That was a setup, man. You know what I
Yoga,
mean?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yo, yeah, yeah. They. I wasn't on the yard. I was on the other yard, but I know all about that. That was a setup, man. The system allowed that to happen. That was personally intense. That was a real hit right there.
Wait,
So
wasn't he part of San Quentin Six or something or
yes, he was.
Solid?
Yes, he
Right.
was.
Yeah.
But
So
but
that
he,
was like their payback.
yeah, I mean, well, yeah, but he wasn't he wasn't BGF though.
Yeah,
He
he
was a
got out
Panther.
of it, right? Didn't he?
Well, I don't know for sure.
Okay.
I don't know for sure though, but I just know that from the people that I heard of that were BGF, they were saying that he wasn't a part of their structure, and these were ranking members that were saying that.
Okay.
So I know George Jackson wouldn't BGF. He was a Panther.
Right.
A lot of people don't understand the difference that BGF was already a structure prior. I don't know before or after the Panthers. They somehow, some way, they became associated, but both of them are independent of each other.
So tell me how the structure differs, or the how can I say the mindset or the damn. I'm at a loss of the word, but how does your consciousness differ from the BGFs from Kumi, from BGF? What's different about the concepts?
Um, I don't know. I don't know all of their concepts or their principles. You know what I mean? They, to my knowledge, they have evolved so many different times that they have different reasons for platforms at different times, whether it's Cambone, New Man, New Woman, or whatever it is they got going on. I know as far as ours concerned is that we are about the building and upliftment of our people. That's the bottom line. You know what I'm saying? Um, we're about acquiring knowledge, being united and motivated towards, putting our intelligence to use though. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, we involved in we we have many different things. We have music companies going. We have clothing lines from different individuals. We have people that are part of many different walks of life though. So it our platform is just, it's about uplifting, man. I know this with Huey P. Newton wanted when he established the Panther Party, you know what I'm saying? He wanted to create a structure that was about educating his people, about pushing his people forward, about being that vanguard, that you know what I mean, that just that face though, you know what I'm saying, that motivation, that spirit, you know what I mean? That's what we're about. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's the same reason why a lot of structures have built, but ours is about, you know, putting our actions behind what we talk about. It ain't just about just something that we ain't just a figurehead, you know what I mean? We actually out there doing it. This very interview I'm doing is community service because
Right.
this is not about me trying to toot my own horn or it's also a risk I'm taking as well. But you know what I
Absolutely.
mean? But it's about it's about the cause though. You know what I'm saying? I believe that this helps move people forward. You know what I'm saying? We trying to break a cycle. You know what I mean? We're about giving our people different options in life. We take individuals who come from an uncivilized environment and train them into becoming thinkers, becoming men, becoming women. You know what I'm saying? You know, how to think organized, put some structure in their lives though. You know what I mean? Through our education process though.
I appreciate you taking risks for the knowledge and understanding and the history that comes with this platform, as well as your own story. Zay from the East said, "Good spill. Kumi's in the building."
Tell her hello, I'm glad he's speaking on the mind. Tell him, I see you, man. I see you. I see you. Salutes to you, family. Salutes to you.
Does
Salutes to you, man.
does
Every,
Kumi? Go ahead, finish.
Not saying everybody that's listening that's familiar with the structure. I mean, they know for certain that everything I'm saying is the truth. You know what I mean? I've read the question: does Kumi have an Islamic element to it? I believe it does. We teach individuals. You know what I'm saying, to believe in Allah. Myself, my faith is Islam. I am a Muslim. You know what I mean? So I mean, yes,
Oh,
it
to
does. It
Allah.
has a yeah, alhamdulillah. You know what I'm saying? Everything, yes, it does. Because we teaching, it's about teaching people the truth. You know what I mean? That's what Islam is about. You know what I mean? It's about pure truth, pure faith. You know what I mean? Seeing things as it is instead of how you wanted to see it. You know what I mean? And doing something about it. You know what I mean? When Prophet Muhammad, came from an uncivilized tribe and civilization to God gave him a task, and it took him a while to accomplish it. But it's same thing with Mousy to a very lower level, not putting him on the same parallel with Prophet Muhammad, not at all. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, in a sense, you know, he saw a situation that was going on within the Bay Area culture, you know what I'm saying? And due to his knowledge and his ability, he established a structure, you know what I mean, that has, that has its foundation was pure. You know what I'm saying? When your foundation is pure, and you have them critical elements in it, them pillars in it that keep it going. You know what I mean? I mean, the possibility are limitless. I'm just Man, I'm excited about this interview, bro. You know what I mean? It's a lot of it's a lot of things to going through my mind as I'm speaking right here. But while I speak, I have Mousy Brown in mind though, because I know for well, you know, he'll be smiling at this interview right now. You know what I mean?
Go ahead, Cos.
I want to ask. I think I asked you before, so I want you to tell the world, hey, bro, when the book coming out? When is the book coming out?
I haven't that's something I'm gonna work on. You know what I'm saying? You know, God willing, it'll be sometime in the near future. You know what I'm saying? You know, when the time is right, you know, probably I'm thinking now probably after I get out, you know, I'll sit down with somebody and go over it. Somebody put George Jackson started the BGF. That's not true. But I mean, if I wasn't around at that time, but according to my history, that's not a true statement. But I'm not BGF, so I can't answer that question. You probably have to ask somebody that's BGF who started them.
Yeah,
I just know that BGF did not start Kumi.
Right.
That is an absolute
That's
fact.
the common answer is usually George Jackson. Whether he did or not is another story.
Right.
But I was going to ask you, who is this guy Mac Blast that people in the comment section keep asking about?
Are you talking about MA? MA. Yeah, that's my partner from Acorn. Though. He don't have nothing to do with. He's not Kumi. He don't have nothing to do with us. He have his own. You know.
Well,
It may see as a factor from West Oakland, man. You know what I'm saying? He put his work in. He got caught up in some things. You know what I'm saying? Now he doing time for it though. But
right. To those in the comment section, man, I know some of you joined late, or some of you probably didn't hear him clearly because his phone was breaking up earlier. But yeah, he's locked up, and we're not talking about where. You know what I mean? That's not your business. Don't worry about that.
Right.
But we are in the building, and if you got some good questions, go ahead and shoot the questions, and I'll relay them to the brother, or I'll post them for him to answer. With that said, well, he's not BGF, but I'll hit the question anyway. Did Doc Holliday have a hand in BGF?
I don't even know who Doc Holliday is, my brother. And I can't answer no BGF questions. That's not my. I'm not here. I'm not a spokesman for BGF. I don't have nothing to do with BGF whatsoever. So just to make that clear, I'm 415 Kumi. I represent 415 Kumi. That's who I represent.
You know, when we first started, maybe you want to repeat that it's not the same thing. You guys don't fall up under BGF.
Yeah, we don't fall up under BGF at all whatsoever. They had no hand standing whatsoever in our existence at all.
And Kumi
they didn't help us. Kumi
is Swahili, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's a Swahili word that means 10, but we use it as an acronym that stands for knowledge, unity, motivation, intelligence.
Do you guys speak Swahili?
Yeah, a lot of us do.
You teach it to one another?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
At a time, probably not as much as we used to, or should, but yeah, we do. We teach whatever we have the ability to teach our brothers and sisters.
Right.
If it's math, we gonna teach it to you. If it's marketing, we gonna teach it to you. We gonna teach whatever we feel like is helpful to the next man or woman.
So, do you speak it fluently?
I used to speak it well enough to hold my ground, but fluently, no.
Right. Okay. I appreciate your honesty.
Absolutely. I don't give. It don't do nothing for me to come on a platform like this, knowing that thousands of people going to be watching this, and a lot of which you probably know me. If you've been around me, you know I'm not a liar. I'm not a person that talks just for the sake of hearing my own voice. You know what I mean? When I speak for a reason.
Right.
I don't speak just to toot my horn and none of that. Do you consider Kumi? Do you consider Kumi of the beliefs of the 5%ers? No. And you know what? I actually know a couple of 5%ers that are part of our membership. But no, they don't have nothing to do with our they had no, they had nothing to do with that. Does 415 have any claim to specific geographical land as far as kind of as does 415
A
Kumi have
ground
any claim?
zero, a homeland, a place where y'all are thick.
Our base is the Bay Area. The Bay Area is our ground zero. That's where we started at. That's why 415 is the symbol of our structure because it symbolizes where we started at. We started off as a Bay Area or as a Bay Area vanguard, even though we have expounded. Our platform is expounded far beyond the Bay Area. It's not just about the Bay. You know what I'm saying? We about our people all over.
Hmm.
We are
So
not we're not limited as to, you know what I mean. If you meet our qualifications, I mean, that person can become a member. You know what I mean? If he's if all the protocols are met.
uh,
Mousy would have this video I was
he
taped
would he
in
would love this video.
before you passed. George Jackson isn't BGF, and he no longer.
And
I
you
agree with you. Hey, Bank boy, I agree with you. You know what I'm saying? Can you bring that question back up? I wanna make sure I'm on.
absolutely. Mousy
It
would
say
love this video. I was tapped in before he passed. George Jackson isn't BGF, and Askari's right. BGF didn't start this right here.
absolutely. That's an absolute fact. That's absolute. Ain't no one who sees this that actually is a part of this or knows this or know me is going to come on here and say, eh, I mean, even if you BGF, you ain't gonna be able to. I mean, you can't. It's not really nothing a person can dispute. Does Kumi communicate? Did Kumi participate in a hunger strike? Yes, we did. I was one of those individuals.
Hey, hey, Kumi. Hey,
Yes,
look.
sir.
Hey, bro. Hey, Kev, mate.
Mhm.
I'm loving this conversation. I just want to get back into the audience and look at y'all, man.
Okay. All right, bro.
Everything. So I'm gonna be back in here. Hey, bro. Hey, shout out. I thank you for bringing me up here, Kev, mate. Hey, bro. I appreciate you and everything for bringing me on. Salute and all that. Kumi, I got you, bro. I'll be texting in a little bit, bro.
Just before you leave, I just want to introduce the audience to my brother who came up here, calls Barksdale. This is my brother from North Carolina, man. You know, I did my first interview ever with this brother, so check him out. Check his page out, man. He's also on Clubhouse as well. Um, we join at the hip, man. You know, he's been a huge motivation to me. You know, you see his background. He has his own podcast, and what he does the same thing. And a brother's honorable, man. You know what I mean? I salute him, man. These are the people this new crowd that I'm establishing with my life consists of y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, in a huge sense, y'all are my new family. You know what I'm saying? Like I told y'all, my immediate family died off on me, man. You know what I'm saying? They back with the law. You know what I'm saying? So me coming home, you know what I'm saying? I'm starting fresh. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can consider yourself a part of that, man, because this y'all remind me of where I'm trying to go. So salutes to you, my brother.
Salute you too, brother. I appreciate everything, man.
All
Hey,
right,
All
bro.
good.
All right,
hey, I'll be
peace.
sitting back watching, man. Y'all go ahead and do y'all thing, man. I thank you for letting me be a part of it.
All right,
No
no
problem.
problem. Peace.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you
man.
for bringing him up here too, man.
Yeah, no problem. He was in the back for a while, so I figured I'd
Hmm.
mention it to both of you
I want to
guys.
salute my sister Shaniqua too, man. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I love her to death, man. I'm telling you, you don't get too
Hey,
much more solid than her, man.
Shanique would be hitting me with names. I'd be like, nope, nope, nope. He don't make the cut. Then she told me about you. I was like, oh, wait a minute, hold on now. That's a big one. And so you made the cut, brother.
I appreciate you,
I
man.
thought you was noteworthy of giving your story and enlightening us on Kumi.
Thank
And
you. Thank you.
I'm not running you off. We just giving Shaniqua a shout out.
For sure, for sure. For sure, for sure. Most definitely. And I appreciate it's an honor, man. Like I say, I don't take it lightly. You know what I mean? I'm an earner. I mean, it's one thing about doing this time, man, it can make it's gonna take you in two directions. You either gonna get better or worse, but you're not gonna remain the same. You know what I mean? And I've had all kind of things to hit me throughout these years, especially this recent passing of my parents, you know what I'm saying, back to back like that, and some other things going. But the thing about it is that I'm just hell bent on succeed, man. And at the same time, I realize that the cause is bigger than me, man. You know what I mean? It's bigger than me. If anything I'm a part of, I seek you know what I mean? I seek greatness. I aspire. I aspire for greatness, man. Real East Oakland in his G things. Exclusive. I see you, nigga. I see you. I see you. Town
Hey,
business, man.
hey, man, I'm gonna give you a chance to piss me off real quick. Are you a 49er and a Warrior fan?
Man, I'm definitely a warrior, but I'm a raider.
All right, all right. I ain't mad at you for that.
Everything silver and black, man. I don't. Everybody in my family that's in the football is Raiders, man. Everything. When they was in LA, I was in LA with my number, my Kenny Stabler on at the Coliseum, man. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't care if they went to China. They still gonna be the Oakland Raiders to me, man. They still
Right,
so
right. So look, I don't know if you answered this and I missed it or not, but can you give us a roundabout time when Kumi was established in California?
Kumi was established in 1984.
84, okay. And do you happen to know how many original members there was?
Well, we have now. I don't. It was a lot of people around at that time. We have a top five. You know what I'm saying? Notables, but I can't. I'm not at liberty to go into who those individuals were. I
Yeah,
just know that.
yeah,
I
yeah.
just know that. That Mousy, is the founder. Um, some of those individuals, not well, yeah. Some of them individuals are still upstanding. Some of them individuals fell from grace throughout time. You know what I mean? It's a lot that it's a lot that I can't go in on that. But yeah, we do have a notable group of four founders though.
You got a tough question right here. It may not be tough for you though. So
So
Kumi
Kumi
took
too.
over the recruiting pool up north, diluted BGF chances to rebound.
You know what? It might be a lot of truth to that. It might be a lot of truth to that. The thing about it is this, you know what I'm saying, is that according to my elders from back in that time, you know what I mean? No, BGF wasn't doing right they wasn't doing right by the Bay Area individuals at that time. They were robbing, extorting, sometimes even raping individuals up there who couldn't, who was weak enough for those things to happen to them. You know what I mean? And so what we came with, as far as this Vanguard, people adapted to it. You know what I'm saying? They adapted to this new spirit, this new breed of individuals, man. You know what I mean? They had this platform. Now, at this time, it wasn't really, I mean, up north, period, it wasn't that many Crips and Bloods in Northern California, period. You know what I'm saying? It was mostly down south. So, I mean, it wasn't just about the Bay. It was up north, period. You know what I mean? But I mean, it's all kind of it's a lot of truth to that though. I ain't gonna say that's the complete truth, but it's a lot of truth to it.
Right.
But I ain't gonna say I don't want to say that we killed their chances to rebound. You know what I mean? Because I don't know that we stopped them from rebounding. Period. You know what I mean? They kind of. Well, no, I ain't gonna go into that though. But I don't think we stopped their chance from rebounding though. If we did, then that's the issue that they would have to answer for as far as themselves though.
All right,
Because
I got a question. Have you seen the influx of validated members from different organizations hitting the main line?
what do you mean? I don't.
Didn't they let everybody out the shoe, indeterminate shoes for being validated members?
Yeah, they did. They let a lot of people out. Yeah, it's some truth to that. They let like a lot of high ranking individuals from a lot of these structures got out. Not
So
just as far as blacks though, but as far as Mexican mafia, a lot of them individuals started hitting, especially on the level 4 yard. Yeah, yeah, there
yeah,
was.
yeah. So my question was, have you seen some of them come out? Have you ran
Yes,
across? Yeah,
yes, I did. I ran across, I ran across quite a few of them.
right.
Yes, sir.
How did that change the yard, if it changed at all?
Uh, it didn't really change. The yards I've been on didn't really change nothing because I mean, when I was at New Folsom, I mean, we were straight. We didn't need nobody to come out but as far as um like the Serranos, when the Mexican mafia dudes started hitting the yard, a whole lot of things tightened up. But I became real tight with one of them though. One of them named
Don't say it,
Al.
man. Don't
Yeah,
say
yeah,
it.
yeah, 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 yeah. You're right. I
But
became real tight with one of them though. This OG man. I'm talking about. You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised what Tom do to individuals, man. You know what I mean? It
what,
creates some of the best minds in the world, but it can make some people the worst of the worst though. But when you get individuals that been down 40 plus years, man, you can't do nothing but tip your hat to individuals who done that much time and still doing it right though. I don't care what race you are. It's hard enough doing a year in here, but do
and keep
21 years.
and keep in mind, we talking about the shoe. So them dudes
Yeah,
been done a lot of
yeah,
time in the shoe, man.
yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. The brother we was talking about, the one that died on B Yard, shit, he did Yogi, he did like about 30 something years in the shoe.
Man,
I mean, if you've been to the shoe, you know, come on, man. I mean, I salute them dudes, man. See, people rap about it's a lot of dudes who be in these rap. They rap about it, they talk about all these things, man. But look, check this out, man. You don't know what you are, man, till you facing this kind of shit. You learn about you. You learn about who you are, man. You really learn about who you are during this time, man. You know what I mean? And you learn about people in general. Don't nobody want to go through this. This shit ain't nothing to glorify. This ain't nothing to glorify, man.
right,
Nothing, man.
right.
It's a lot of dudes that I done seen dudes die days before they release. It's some dudes, man. I done seen a lot of. I saw some greatness that this thing has made some people great to rise to the occasion. You know what I mean? But it's made some people the worst of the worst, man. And I don't wish
You,
this even on my worst enemy, man. I tell
right,
you.
right. Let me say this. It's crazy how like rappers want to be gang members, but the gang members want to get away from the gang banging. And then you have dudes that want to get to prison. They want to kill. They want bodies under their belt and go to prison. But the dudes in prison want to be back out on the street. Ain't
Well,
that
they think
crazy?
that they think that the ones who want to go to prison, they don't want to come to prison. They want the respect that people who've been in prison and did it. They want that respect, but they don't know what came behind it in order to get it. They want the label, they want the title, they want the status, but they don't want to do the time. That's why a lot of them get caught and they start telling when they realize what's about to hit them, what's about to face them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and
Um,
when I say they want to go to prison, obviously I didn't mean they wake up and
no, you're
start
right.
prison.
No, but you're right though. They talk like they want to go though, so it's a lot of truth to what you're saying.
Yeah, in the action show they want to go to prison, but the dudes, the
Yeah,
riders,
they telling on
killers,
themselves. They talking about
the solid ones
they
that's
telling on
locked up,
themselves.
yeah,
Yeah,
they want to come home. They want to get the hell up out of there. Like you said, um, you wouldn't wish it on your worst enemy,
not at all.
but
Not at all,
they,
man.
they, they want to remind you that Hugo went to the hole or the shoe in '72, so more like
Yep.
40
Yeah,
years
yeah,
instead of 30
yeah,
years.
yeah. He went with George.
Yeah,
He was part of he was George's crime me.
all right, man.
Yeah.
You know what, bro? This is actually a good live. It started off rocky, but
Mm-hmm.
before we do get out of here, I want to have you come back, man, so we can do a part two. Cause
Always, whenever, man,
yeah, cause I
whenever.
know it's a lot we didn't talk about, and it's a lot that we can talk about.
Yes, sir.
But I appreciate, and this ain't a goodbye. It's just getting there, right? Is
Absolutely.
I appreciate you coming on and sharing your story and opening up to us what we don't know about Kumi and sharing your concept, your ideology is the word I was looking for earlier when I
Yes,
was
sir.
asking how do you guys differ from other prison organizations.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
is it any famous dudes you ran across? Any people that might have had some high crimes that was covered on the news or anything?
You
When
talking
you
about this a part of our structure?
no, just inmates. Period. That you may have seen on TV or people may have heard of, like your Charles Manson's Onion Field Killer,
Oh yeah.
the Menendez
Um,
brothers, anybody like that.
no, I never ran across nobody with that kind of profile up in there. I did. I was on the 4 yard for 17 years of my time. I was on the 11 4 yard. Um, it ain't that much turnover rate there. You know what I'm saying? And no, I mean, in a sense, I mean, if there was people on the yard I was at, I didn't know. I mean, we all regular people behind the walls. Ain't no celebrities, ain't nobody tooting their horn for everything that you know. I mean, when you get on these yards, you just like everybody else, man. Don't nobody, you know what I mean? You know, like when I came on there, I thought I had the world on my shoulders, man. So I ran across dudes that had 10 life sentences, dudes who then, you know what I'm saying, dudes who done fought their way off death row, you know what I'm saying, and been down since the mid 60s, you know what I'm saying? Well, I mean, what can you say to them dudes? That's what made me realize shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's always somebody in the worst position. Let me say, is he aware blacks are being pushed out their hoods? And yes, I am. I'm very aware of the gentrification that's going on in Oakland, especially for sure. Most definitely, I'm aware of that. So my question is to those individuals who ask that question: what is your solution? How do you stop that? Tell us more about Mousie's background and his bio. Okay, I know Mousy he was a Panther, man. He was, you know, he's the intellectual. He was serving life, man. You know, Mousy. I can't really go into too much about Mousy, but I just tell you this much, man. That man, oh man, I'm talking about for an individual who had as much shit thrown at him as this man had in him, man. He had the heart of a lion, man. Even in his last days, man, he was a fighter, man. He was a man. I'm talking about he was a firebrand, man. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, you know, he's a huge inspiration on me, man. I'm talking about like when I was doing my time, man. That brother used to send me letters of inspiration, man, and he used to wake me up, man. You know what I mean? He loved talking about history, man. You know he was a history buff, man. He used to, you know, whenever he talked to you about something, man, he can really explain to you what he's talking about. He never really talked about he knew he didn't speak accidentally though. He wouldn't want for the reckless jaw jacket, man. You know what I'm saying? He you know he was man. I can't say enough about that brother. I miss him. Um, I hope Allah, you know what I mean, is comforting that brother in his grave. All I can say is this: the Bay. I hope if they do a movie, I hope they do a movie about him, man. Because did he ever? Oh no, I didn't. Indirectly, I did. I think we was both at Salinas Valley at the same time, but I never met X-Rated personally though. I'm glad he out though. Salutes to him though. Um, but as far as Mousy, man, the Bay Area owe him a huge favor, man. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't. I mean, I'm telling you, it wouldn't be no. People call themselves civilians if they ain't BGF or Kumi in the Bay Area. It wouldn't be no civilians if it wasn't for Mousy, man. If it wasn't what he did, we put in a lot of blood and sweat. You know what I'm saying? On that standing on that forefront representing this Bay Area. you know what I'm saying, that established our independence from everyone else. When everyone else was becoming Crips and Bloods and etc., you know what I'm saying, we maintain our independence usually because of the work that Kumi put in to make sure that, you know, we remain us, who we are. Not saying that we have anything against Crips or Bloods or whatnot, but I'm saying, I mean, if you familiar with the Bay Area, you know what our culture is, you know what our lifestyle is, you know how we get down and why we get down the way we get down. We fuck with everybody, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, we are who we are. But I mean, we played a huge role in that. I personally played a huge role in establishing in that. You know what I mean? So I take pride in what this brother started. That's why I am on this platform representing us, you know what I'm saying, in the fashion that I am. You know what I mean? Salutes to Mousy though.
Right.
Why was there not any retaliation for Yogi? I can't answer that question. I used to wonder that same thing. I used to wonder why he was thrown under the bus as well, but I can't answer that question. That is an excellent question you're asking. I wish more people would ask that question because that was a setup. I know two of the people that was holding Usalama on that brother, you know what I'm saying, was the police intentionally made them part for him, and which opened up a window for the individuals to attack him. Um, we wouldn't we wouldn't feeling that. Look, I'm sour about that myself. But I will say this: if it's any of his family members are reading that, that was a setup. That was an institutional setup.
Mm-hmm.
The CDC set that up. That's a fact.
Somebody want to know how do you feel about S&Y yards?
I think they should send them. I think they should put all them on a motherfucking island by themselves, man. Send their ass to Canada somewhere.
Is
Send
it
them to send them to Antarctica. Send them to what they call it. Where send them to Alaska.
is Alcatraz? Uh,
Yeah. Yeah, send them to Alcatraz, man, because they taking up all the they taking up all the good pins, man. You know what I'm saying? If you can't stand the heat, I mean, look, it's one thing about it, right? They a few years ago they try to reintegrate the S and white yards with the general population. And the reason that was because they had 10 murders, at least 10 murders on a PCR. We'll call it what it is, it's PC. Fuck a S and Y. S and Y is just a different word for PC. They try to reintegrate them dudes because it was 10 murders on a PCR. You know what I'm saying? Dudes, they 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 go to PC because they running from something. And they go there and it's more gangs in PC. It's more in PC than it is on the main line. You got dudes that call themselves gay boy gangsters, Northern Riders, all kind of, I mean, shit that they created on a PC yard. You leave, you running from a gang, and you go there and become a. I mean, it's bullshit. They need to send them dudes. They need to send them dudes to. You want okay? You want to go PC? Take your ass to Alaska, man, where it's 100 degrees below zero.
I, I don't even know if you can speak to this, but it's a question that I got for you.
Okay.
It ain't regarding yourself or Kumi. But when those dudes that drop out or were straight busters and they come from S&Y back to an integrated yard, a 50-50 yard, have them dudes been getting hit or they been able to survive?
I haven't known anyone who came back from PC to the main line and didn't get the worst of it.
Mm,
Everybody that I know of that came back got the worst of it. That's why they
mm.
stopped it. Now, to be honest, I mean, when they started, you know, they different with it. You know, CDC got tricky with it. You know, because you know how they check your paperwork and shit when you hit the line. They
Mm-hmm.
different now. CDC know that. You know what I'm saying? So they changed their paperwork out. If they got some kind of telling or pedophilia in there, they doctor your paperwork to where the person reading it won't know it except for you.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? So you really have to be on your homework and know your shit. You know what I'm saying? To really understand. You know what I mean? They was integrating dudes from PC back to the main line before they even let it be known that it was an actual programming that going on. You know what I mean? That's why you know, you have to really know who your circle is.
Mhm.
If your screening process is up to par, then it won't be an issue with you. Like this one thing I will salute the Hispanics on is that they have a superb screening process. They know who ain't cool and who ain't. And when you come back, when you come back to that line, it's the dirt nap. They really trying to nah. When you gone, you really voted off the island. Now I will say, as far as blacks, we have a bad thing of making exceptions because a lot of they structure they got from us. A lot of these Hispanics they learned their structure from us black organization and gangs. They just perfected it. You know what I'm saying? On a whole nother level. So um yeah.
I know you don't deal in Crip and blood politics, and I guess your relationship with a well, I'm not going to even speculate, but
Well,
my question would be, um, have you ran across when you was on level 4? Have you ran across any Mexican Crips or Bloods?
yes I have.
About how
Yes I
many?
have. I ran into quite a few of them. You know what I'm saying? When I was in a ride, it was a Mexican Hoover. It was a Mexican Hoover, man. I'm talking about we was in a ride with the Southerners, man. He was getting hit from both sides, but he was like, "Hey, nigga, quit hitting me on black." Well, but he stayed rocking though. He stayed
Mm,
rocking, man. Shout out to my partner Boogie, man. He did his thing, man. He handled his business though. I got a lot of respect for him. He from down your way though. That man handled his business though. He handled his candle. As Nina Boy say, he handled his candle though, man.
mm.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know a few of them.
And that would be pretty common, right, for a non-black to be from a
Yes,
predominantly
sir.
black gang, and they stay down like
We got
they
whites,
rock.
blacks, we got whites, blacks, and Mexicans. That's Kumi.
Okay, I was going to ask that, but I thought it would be a dumb question. But I'm glad you
No,
asked.
no, no, it's not. Look, if you grew up around blacks, you grew up around blacks.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If you from a black hood, that's where you from. I mean, you a part of that cause. Ain't no trickery here. They know they joining a black organization when they become Kumi.
Right.
They have agreed pretty much that they give up their race rights to join another. I mean, I'm just calling a spade a spade. You know what I'm saying? You know what you're a part of. They ain't no, you know what I mean? Even though we make sure they are dignified. They have all of their dignity and everything. But yeah, it's coming
Mm-hmm.
up north and down south. Yeah,
Yeah, I like that answer, and I like the fact that you offered that there are others that's part of Kumi. I appreciate that.
yes, sir.
Somebody said culture and race are two differences. Cultures in a mix, and races.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
I believe that. It's, I think some truth to that. Yeah.
So earlier when we first started, you talked about how you guys don't harbor snitches and pedophiles. Do you
Right.
guys check a prisoner's paperwork?
Yes, sir. Most definitely. We check paperwork all the time. It's mandatory.
Right. Well, I'm gonna wrap
Off
it up,
off
bro.
off top.
I, that's good to know. I'm gonna wrap
Yeah,
it up, bro. But we gonna talk, and I definitely want to have you come back on, bro.
most definitely. Whenever, man, we can do this. We can do this whenever, man. No problem. Salute to everybody. Thank y'all for y'all questions and thank y'all for your time, man.
Yeah, yeah, I appreciate you. Mike Askari, y'all, Kumi 415. Rocking with kevmacvideos. So I thank you guys for tuning in. I thank you guys, over 300 of you that stayed the entire hour and 20 minutes. Appreciate the good comments and the great questions you guys have for the brother. Anything you want to say in wrapping it up, Mike?
Now, I said, value yourself, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't let nobody ever tell you what you can't do. You know, follow your goals, put your all into it, man. Do it honorably though, and understand that respect can take you everywhere, man. Respect yourself, love yourself, man. You know what I mean? Respect can take you places that money can't buy, man. Be on purpose and not by accident. You know what I'm saying? and understand that it's always somebody in a worse predicament than you are. You know what I mean? But whatever it is, to stay pushing. You gotta stay down. Stay down, man. You know what I mean? And dig deeper, man. Uh,
All
that's
right,
about it.
I appreciate it. You keep your head up, brother. Stay safe. Keep your eyes open. And much love, man. I'm gonna get at you.
All right. Salutes.
All right. Peace, y'all.